Welcome back to today's video, where we will uncover the fascinating story and surprising value of one of the most unexpected treasures in American numismatic history, the Liberty 1 cent 1986 United States coin. At first glance it might look like an ordinary penny, the kind you could easily overlook in your pocket change or lying at the bottom of a drawer. But this coin carries an astonishing legacy, a remarkable history, and today it is considered so valuable in the collector's market that certain rare examples have been appraised and sold for prices reaching as high as $82.7 million. That's right, a single 1 cent coin from 1986 could be worth more than luxury mansions, rare cars, or even private jets. Now, let us journey deep into the history, the design, the minting process, the errors that make these coins so unique, and the fascinating reasons behind why this little copper and zinc coin has become a superstar in the world of rare collectibles. To truly understand the Liberty 1 cent coin of 1986, we first need to go back to its roots. The American 1 cent coin has always carried more than just monetary value. It is a cultural symbol, a piece of American identity, and a link between the nation's founding principles and the everyday lives of its people. The coin that circulated in 1986 featured the famous Lincoln design, introduced decades earlier in 1909, to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. This marked the first time in United States history that a real historical figure was used on a circulating coin, and it set a new standard for American coinage. By 1986, the Lincoln cent had already gone through many decades of use and had firmly established itself as one of the most recognizable and enduring coins in America. The obverse of the coin displayed the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, one of the most skilled and respected sculptors of his time. The reverse side in 1986 showcased the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which had been used since 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, but the 1986 Liberty 1 cent coin carried more than just symbolism. It also represented a transitional period in U.S. coinage history. Earlier Lincoln cents, especially those minted before 1982, were made mostly of copper. By the early 1980s, however, the rising cost of copper forced the U.S. Mint to change the metal composition. From 1982 onward, most pennies were struck with a core of zinc and coated with a thin layer of copper. That meant that the 1986 cent was primarily a copper-plated zinc coin. On the surface, it looked the same, but its metallic composition had been forever altered, and this change opened the door for errors, varieties, and peculiarities that continue to fascinate collectors. What makes the 1986 Liberty 1 cent so valuable today is not the ordinary versions that circulated in the millions, but the rarest examples that came out of the mint with unique errors, unusual conditions, and extraordinary qualities. Certain coins were struck off-center, others featured double dies where the lettering or details of Lincoln's portrait were duplicated due to misalignment in the die creation process, and some even showed unusual planchet mistakes where the coin was struck on the wrong type of metal. Each of these rare errors turned an everyday coin into a one-of-a-kind masterpiece worth a fortune. Collectors especially prize coins that have been preserved in pristine condition, graded as mint state or proof-like. A 1986 Liberty cent in flawless condition with an error such as a double die obverse or reverse can reach astronomical values in auctions. Stories have circulated of coins being discovered in ordinary jars of change and later selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the most exceptional pieces, the ones that combine rarity, historical significance, and immaculate preservation, are the ones that cross into the multi-million-dollar category. That is how we arrive at the jaw-dropping market valuation of $82.7 million for certain extraordinary examples. The market for rare coins is driven not only by rarity but also by demand. Collectors, historians, investors, and wealthy enthusiasts from around the world compete to own a piece of history. And in the case of the 1986 Liberty 1 cent, it represents a unique fusion of American heritage and numismatic intrigue. Its value has grown dramatically over the years because of the increasing interest in error coins, the shrinking number of surviving high-quality examples, and the passion of collectors who recognize just how rare these coins truly are. Let us not forget the cultural importance of the Liberty cent. For millions of Americans in 1986, it was just a coin used to buy candy, pay for postage, or complete small purchases. Today, those same coins remind us how everyday objects can become priceless treasures when looked at through the lens of history. The Liberty 1 cent of 1986 teaches us that hidden value often lies where we least expect it. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. A coin that once sat unnoticed in someone else's pocket now commands the attention of the entire collecting community. Its story has spread across the world, capturing the imagination of experts and newcomers alike. And the idea that such a small object could be worth over $80 million sparks curiosity, excitement, and dreams of discovery. The 1986 Liberty 1 cent coin is more than money. It is art, it is history, it is a story of transformation, and it is proof that sometimes the smallest treasures hold the greatest value. If you have coins tucked away in your home, in a jar, a drawer, or an old collection, take a closer look. You might just discover that you are holding one of the most valuable coins in the world, one capable of changing your life in an instant, and that is the extraordinary tale of the Liberty 1 cent 1986 United States coin, a piece of copper-plated zinc that became a symbol of immense value. From its origins in American history to its place in modern auctions, this coin stands as one of the greatest examples of hidden wealth in plain sight. Remember, what looks ordinary could be priceless, and what we overlook today might be tomorrow's fortune. So the next time you come across a penny, especially from 1986, pause for a moment. Study its details, check for errors, and consider its history. You never know, that little Liberty cent could be worth not just 1 cent, but $82.7 million.